but I had no idea of spoken English. So what I felt, it's okay because I know how to read, how to write, and how to understand a bit. But which part was missing? That was spoken English. So what I thought of speaking English from my first day onwards, even though it was quite difficult, but by listening to, I started following. I still remember the people like Lucy, English with Lucy, English with Varsha, English, that is Emma, or Bob the Canadian. Many people were there, the good tutor. So I used to watch their video, and that those videos gave me the confidence to start my spoken English journey. So I got this Buddy Talk application by suggestions from a YouTube video, and I started speaking from first day. I was not able to speak for sure because that was my first day. I had a lot of thoughts in my mind, but I was not able to convey them. But by listening to other speakers, that what they were asking, if I was not able to understand, I was asking them again that what does it mean? Can you simplify this question? I'm not able to understand. Yes, good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And what about you?
Yeah, I'm always fantastic. Thanks for asking me too.
So, can we start with the introduction?
Yes, why not? I'm always excited to introduce myself. So, can I start with my own introduction?
Yes.
Okay. So, my name is Aashutosh, and I'm from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. About my education, I'm pursuing my master's degree in English literature. Apart from this, I run a YouTube channel based on spoken English conversations. And professionally, I'm a spoken English trainer by profession, so I help my students to speak English. So that's all about me. Thank you so much.
Nice introduction. Okay, so let me introduce myself. My name is Varsha, and originally I am from Himachal Pradesh and reside in Punjab with my family. And I am a homemaker, and simultaneously I am running my YouTube channel. Recently, I have started my channel about conversation as for my consistency as well. Yeah, that's all about my introduction.
Yeah, that's great to hear about your introduction. It's very nice.
Yeah. Okay, Ash. So I have started a series about those people who are just thinking about speaking, about learning English, but somehow or somewhere there is a procrastination. We can say that, or there is a grammar is a daunting task for them. They are not able to start their journey. So my question is like, how did you start your English speaking, and when did you think that you have to speak English?
Yeah, very nice question. I would say most of the people, they get stuck in grammar only and they are not able to start their spoken English journey. But how my journey started, actually, I did not go through grammar books or grammar exercises, to be honest. So my first day, I still remember, that was 29th April 2020. So I started my journey by speaking on Buddy Talk, actually. So because what I feel, I studied from Navodaya and I scored good in 12th. So I was good as a student of English in 12th standard, but I had no idea of spoken English. So what I felt, it's okay because I know how to read, how to write, and how to understand a bit. But which part was missing? That was spoken English. So what I thought of speaking English from my first day onwards, even though it was quite difficult, but by listening to, I started following. I still remember the people like Lucy, English with Lucy, English with Varsha, English, that is Emma, or Bob the Canadian. Many people were there, the good tutors. So I used to watch their video, and that those videos gave me the confidence to start my spoken English journey. So I got this Buddy Talk application by suggestions from a YouTube video, and I started speaking from first day. I was not able to speak for sure because that was my first day. I had a lot of thoughts in my mind, but I was not able to convey them. But by listening to other speaker, that what they were asking, if I was not able to understand, I was asking them again that what does it mean? Can you simplify this question? I'm not able to understand. So when I started listening or focusing on their sentences, on their style of asking questions, then I learned a lot. And apart from this, I used to watch by videos of all these trainers I told you. So that's how I started my journey, because what I believed in, that was practice. I used to listen, maybe 20-80 formula I followed, that I used to give 20% for listening, watching, and reading, and 80% for spoken English practice. So as I said in my many videos, that I used to practice for 6 hours, 7 hours, and 8 hours. And one day I practiced for 10 hours. There was a day when I practiced for 10 hours speaking to a lot of strangers. So that's how I started my journey, by speaking to people. And I was always interested listening to their stories, because it was COVID time. So many people were frustrated, a lot of problems related to family and everything was there. So I used to listen to their problems and I would actually speak to them. So that gave me a lot of confidence by listening to people and by understanding what they were saying. Then I started speaking literally with them.
That's great. That nowadays there are lucrative opportunities. I can say that people can watch. There are so many videos out there. There are so many trainers giving free of cost training, so they can start. But the thing is that they don't know. There is not any path how they can start. Exactly
Yes.
how they can start. They can learn. Like what should they have to learn? Like uh, I can say that, when I have started my journey and I have taken the
Mhm.
classes from the mentor, at that time the question was the mentor was not able to understand me. They were
Mm.
giving me different question like role play and like topic, but the thing was that nobody was made me understand that what I want. I have
Mm.
spent my I can say that 3 months I wasted, and after that I have taken one-on-one sessions as well. So the thing is that how they can start, as you told me that you didn't practice grammar, but in your study you definitely you was aware of grammar, that what is tenses and what is modal verbs like this. So for initial stage, what do you think? Knowledge of tenses, knowledge of models, not all that modal verbs, but little bit about modal verbs and small sentences they should
Yes,
learn.
exactly. It depends on a person to person. What is your level that you should understand? I was able to pick up directly from speaking because at least I was aware of all those basic things. I was aware of tenses and all these things, whatever you said, but I was not very deep into grammar. So, what I understand nowadays, if you will see the people of my age, they go to school where at least they know all these basic things about the grammar. But people who are 40 and 50 and 55, maybe for them it can be a different case, so they should go through grammar a little. They should try to understand at least that what is grammar and what is subject verb agreement, that how they can form a sentence, right? That is very important, because 30 or 40 years ago it was totally different syllabus and different way of learning this English language, and people were not very much into English. Now English language is crazy all around the country, right? So for them at least they should know the basic of grammar, and then they should start speaking. So it depends on a person to person on their level also. For me it was different, so if I'm saying something, it does not mean that follow the same which I did, because maybe I started from some different level, and maybe you have some other problems. So it's better to know all those basic things before starting your spoken English journey. Otherwise it is going to take a lot of time for you. You will make some wrong sentences, that Ram market goes. No, it's not correct. So at least no Ram goes to market. So that how that works. So that's how it is. If you do not know for sure. Otherwise, if you don't want to go through the grammar, then try to listen to English content a lot. A lot, I would say. Make your life listening to English content only. Then also it would take time for you to understand all those things by listening. So, but what I feel in India at this moment, right now, the people who are in their 20s and 30s, they know the basics of grammar. They know basic English, how to write and how to read, because they studied English as a subject in their school. Okay. So for them, it is recommended to start speaking because they already know all those things. But if somebody was from very, I would say, has a very poor background in English, or they come from a school where English was not at all given preference. So for them, at least they should focus and at least know how to create a sentence. And yeah, sorry, actually, there was a break. So that's what I was saying. So for them who is not aware of anything in English, they should go through at least tenses and know all these things. So it would be better for them. So yeah, everybody has a different level. Some people are not able to speak even a single word. Some people are not able to speak a single sentence, but some can speak maybe 2 or 3 sentences, but they want to improve. So everybody has their own level, and they should start from their own, like, situation, whatever it is. Don't copy to others. Maybe don't follow whatever everyone is saying.
Like, firstly, they should know what is their need, how
Yes.
they can learn, how they can start speaking. Like, if they
Mhm.
don't know about the grammar, they should start with the grammar. If they don't know, or if they know about the grammar, they should start with speaking small sentences. Okay. So I would like to ask another question about vocabulary. How do you improve your vocabulary? Because it is must.
Yeah, it is must actually. So for me, I do not work, I would say, consciously and specifically a lot about vocabulary. But as I said, if you listen to English content, and I started my journey by listening to Sadhguru, Gaur Gopal Das, Jai Shetty, Ranveer. So they are the people who use a lot of good vocabulary. They have a good vocabulary, right? So by listening to good speakers, you can get them and you can write those words which you do not know. So I listen to a lot of speeches and good speakers and public speakers. By listening to them, I learned vocabulary. And second way of learning it, of course, maybe some people do it by writing from the dictionary, but I don't feel it works. So it's better to read articles, read books. If you find some new words, try to write down and find the meaning of them and repeat them in your, maybe just, try to make sentences out of it, make sentences from those words, make a story and use them in your conversation, discuss with your friends. So that is the way. And as already you pointed out in last video, that we should replace our normal words with the substitutes or synonyms with a good word. If you have some basic vocabulary, good, bad, beautiful, so try to replace them with the fantastic, great, marvelous, stunning. And if you are saying beautiful, say like gorgeous, handsome, charming, pretty. So all these things are there, and a lot of content is available on YouTube. So watch videos and learn words with context also. That is also very important, to learn words with context. Otherwise you are going to end up using words in a wrong situation. So by listening to people, by reading, you get that in what situation they are using that word, and you can learn practically. But if you go through the dictionary and start searching for the words, and if you will write down 10 words and start mugging up, then you will not be able to understand that in which situation you are going to use it. And whatever the words you learn, maybe you will be able to use those words in your life or not, you do not know even, because they are related to something else maybe. So try to learn vocabulary which is related to conversational skills, which you can use in your daily English, not learn something very deep in literature. Because if you go very deep into literature, reading Shakespeare or William James, or maybe many people like who are the very good the writers, their vocabulary is totally different from this spoken English vocabulary.
So you said two words like about I have just I want to show you, like, this is my vocabulary. I have learned one word and I have
Mhm,
written sentences over there. Like today I have learned word foster. I heard so many times foster. So I try to
mhm,
make the sentence that I try to foster an environment for my speaking English. So foster is a word, like I was thinking, okay, this is a word, how can I use it? Because the
mhm,
main thing, sometimes that word is noun, sometimes that word
mhm.
is adjective. So it is
Adjective, yeah.
difficult to find that how you can speak that word. So in this way I learned and deliberately I use that vocabulary word in my communication skill. This is the way I learn vocabulary, like
And
whenever,
that is the
because
practical method. Of course, it takes a lot of efforts. It's not easy. That's why I said listen and carefully and learn from the context. Then you will be able to understand in what context they are using. They are using as an adjective. If you focus on the conversation, you would be able to understand that they are using as an adjective, or just noun or whatever it is. Okay, so that by just looking at the sentence structure, listening to it carefully, that will help you to understand where they are using it and how they are using it.
that whenever the main thing is that we have to learn those types of words that we can use in our conversation. Otherwise there is no need
Hmm.
to learn.
Yeah,
What
of course. You will not be able to use some words maybe after 10 years, 15 years, you will get a single situation to use them. So better to find some practical words which are quite common and advanced as well at the same point of time to use in your conversation.
so, for like normal conversation, we are nowadays what is happening that we are watching normal conversation and they're using normal words. Those words are not normal. They are using synonyms of that words. And the another thing is that how I learn the words from my daughter's book, first class
Mhm.
books, second class moral science books, there are English books, and she's studying in convent school, and superb vocabulary is there. So
Yeah,
we
exactly.
have platform that we can learn, but we should start learning. It is must.
It's all
Okay.
about
So
putting efforts. People cannot do it actually. It's not, I would say, easy. When somebody crosses, like, after 20, 30, 35, when they work, they cannot take a pen and paper and do it. That's a very difficult task, to be honest. You are doing it, but people cannot, even though I cannot do it, to be honest. I learn it practically by listening to it again and again, or maybe just searching on the Google, but doing it, write a word, then write 10 sentences. I can suggest to people, to be honest, but I cannot do by myself. Yeah.
here I was not like that, but like I just have written in my notebook. Okay, I have so many notebooks that I don't watch those
Mhm.
notebooks, and I have taken pages. Okay, and all the
Mm.
pages in my wall. Okay, whenever
Ah,
I will,
okay. Mhm.
these are the I have to use in my conversation skill, and I tend to use this in my conversation skill. So
Yeah,
deliberately,
exactly.
this is deliberately
Yeah,
I
that
have
is
to
a
use.
great thing. I have seen aspirants do it who are preparing for SSC or maybe something. They post. I used to do that when I was in 12. So I would write the chapter's name with the writer's name and I would paste it in front of my bed actually. So whenever I wake up, I can look at them. So it works actually. It works.
You know, this is best thing for me as well because my kids are watching me. That mama is doing
Mm.
hard work, she is teaching, she is learning simultaneously, and they're also speaking. They try to speak more and more. Earlier
Mm.
they watch Jethala, like these types of shows. Now they're
Mhm.
able to watch English cartoon stories. So it's good. Okay, Ashutosh. So last or final tip do you want to give our co-learners who are just thinking about speaking? They are not giving any effort. So from your side, any tip?
So first I would say give efforts. That's the first advice, right? Because if you're only thinking that is not going to work, taking action is very important. So what I say, to come out from your comfort zone, start practicing English. Otherwise, it is, if you're thinking only, that is not going to make you a wonderful speaker. So it is all about come out from your comfort zone, start consuming English content, listen to it, even though if you're not able to understand anything in the beginning, but stay patient and try to listen it to English content again and again. Maybe you can choose some easy speakers in the beginning, then you can move to advanced. So what I say to my students, listen, watch and speak as much as you can, because maybe if you're in your 40s and if you're in 30s, you cannot do a lot of reading and writing, because nowadays people don't want to have book and pen and paper in their hands. So it's better to listen to English content and watch to English videos, because that is easy for people, that people can do it. Even though it's just for me, I can do it. So that's what I say. And speaking comes from speaking only. So try to complete your basic grammar and whatever the level is, then move on to speaking. Start speaking broken English. Don't think that you are going to start when you will be perfect in your English speaking. That is not going to happen. So start from broken English, then you would improve and become a fluent and a good speaker, I would say. That's what I will say.
English is not a rocket science. English is a cup of tea for all of us. Just give your effort and just practice every day. You will become good speaker.
For
And
sure,
yeah,
it's not. It's not very difficult. It's not difficult and it's easy. It's not easy as well. So it's all about the difference is consistency, I would say. If you're consistent enough, it will become easier for you. But if you're not consistent, for sure, it is going to be rocket science for you. You will think that it is really difficult, and something a different a language from a different world, so you cannot learn it. So it's all about practice. The more you do practice, the better you become.
That you become right. You said two words. So nice to talk to you, Ashutosh, and thank you for giving me your valuable time. It's pleasure to me that I have joined with you because since 2 months or I think I was waiting for your message that Ashutosh will text me, and now I thought that you have forgotten, but suddenly you have texted me. So thank you for giving your valuable time.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for a late response because it's very difficult, I would say, to be honest. But yeah, thank you so much for being patient. And yeah, somehow we made a conversation. So thank you so much for inviting me today.
Thank you so much, Ashutosh.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
Take care. All the best and keep practicing.
Same to you. Bye bye.